Peace, guys. Welcome to my channel. I am a artist and mathematician and just astronomy enthusiast, and today I'm actually going to paint for you. I'm going to paint some intuitive messages based off of this deck that I created. It's just torn pieces of paper, right? But on these pieces of paper, what makes these pieces of paper so special is the messages that are on these images. So a lot of these images are mathematical equations. Some of them are chemistry equations. Some of them are ancient geometric shapes. We have some constellations on here, and they all give me a message. They all have a meaning. And so I want to choose a message per day, or per upload, more so to speak. And I'm going to hand paint an intuitive image as I share with you some guidance based off of whatever image I paint from it. So let's go ahead and choose. Let's see. I'm going to do this like I would a pick a card reading, or a tarot reading, or oracle reading. I'm going to go ahead and give me one that we will paint today. Just one that I'll paint today. Let's see which one comes out. We have two. So maybe we'll paint two today. We have the infinity symbol. So I'm going to paint an image based off of that. And then we have this graph here, y equals sine x. I'm trying to get it to focus. There we go. Y equals sine x. And I'll go ahead and hand paint the infinity, and I'll have your messages for you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you at your painting reading. Peace. When I began painting, or when I looked at the graph y equals sine x there that I have on the side, the first thing that popped out to me that is not on that graph is a cross. The axis, the y and the x axis, and how it resembles a cross, and how that is the foundation to any image, any graph. We use that as the map or the grid in order to create a blueprint of some sort that represents a message or a formula or a location, anything, right? Our first foundation is this cross, right? And it made me think of crucifixion, like what cross means in the Judaism system. Crucifixion. What does it mean to crucify? And crucifixion is, to some, very grueling and brutal. If you ever watched Passions of Christ, the movie, it's a really long movie. I forget how old it is. But if you ever watch that movie, that's a really good depiction of Jesus Christ's crucifixion, okay? And you can see how grueling it must have been and how painful it must have been to Jesus to see all of the people that he's served and helped and loved and supported and, and gave so generously to, how those people were the same people throwing tomatoes at him, whipping him, beating him, spitting on him, defiling him. And yet he was at peace. He took the beating. through faith. He had faith, and that's what allowed him to persevere. So with that in mind, right now as you're viewing me paint this, it's just one straight line, and I'm focused so intently on creating the y-axis right now, especially for the fact that it's in slow motion. But I think that's important because the y-axis is vertical, right? It's the directions of up and down. And I'm going to come back to the passions of Christ and the crucifixion once the complete cross is painted on this image. Right now, I want to zoom in on that y-axis, the up and down swipe that I'm making this, and that direction, right? Up, down, north, south. The future, the past. There is a natural talent of ours it's a gift of ours from the divine, that we are able to stand in the middle ground between your future and your past. Through that middle ground, you're able to create another line, the x-axis, moving you to the right and to the left. Your ability to expand, to take up space and area. And by staying centered, you are free. And that is what we can take from the story of Jesus Christ and his crucifixion, was that he had something that was deep within his heart, a true deep desire, a true love, a love of God and the mission that he had to give to the world or to the people that were around him, to his community. He loved the divine or God, or sometimes I see God as being unity. He loved the unity amongst all beings so much that he was willing to sacrifice himself so that they can be visited upon, so that their ugliness can be visited upon themselves. So that after his death, those individuals and individuals that come after them can look at their own ugliness and cleanse their spirit of their own ugliness and hang themselves on a cross. Hang their fears, their insecurities, their projections, their ungratefulness, their dis-ease mentally and spiritually. They can hang that up on a cross. That Jesus's act made those individuals see life differently, see themselves differently, look at them, look at their inner demons. It made them face themselves. His disciples, the ones that were most close to him. Another story that relates to that as well would be Julius Caesar and his right-hand man, Brutus, right? And how Brutus, the famous line in Julius Caesar is, "Et tu, Brutus," after he's been stabbed in the back by all of his members of council, and now Brutus was the last one, his right-hand man, the person that he trusted the most, stabbed him in the back, and he looked at Brutus in awe and amazement, the level of evil and betrayal. And he said, "You too, Brutus? You too? You join the mob against me?" Julius Caesar was a real interesting story because it's what happens when others are afraid of your light. When your light shines too bright, that others become intimidated by your power and your influence. And how it could incite snakes and incite jealousy and insolence in others. Same with Jesus Christ, same with Julius Caesar. It's about creating boundaries. It's about knowing, trusting that niggling feeling that tells you, these people don't really like me here in this position. I am strong enough, I am powerful enough to seek out others that would support me. Sometimes you have to be strong enough to step down from certain positions, to step down from being in the spotlight around individuals who don't want to see you there, and learn how to shine amongst other individuals who see your light as an inspiration to light theirs. Those are the support groups and the energies that God has in store for you, that the divine has in store for you. Loving and supporting and caring and generous relationships, balanced and harmonious, where your flame does nothing but light other flames, and it doesn't put anyone else's flame out by you shining brilliantly. Those are the groups that you want to be around and that you will be around, that you're attracting. You may have gone through a lot of pain. You may have gone through a lot of suffering. You may have gone through a lot of loss, a lot of betrayal, individuals who you didn't expect to hurt you or to betray you or to backstab you did. Lack of support from family or friends or loved ones, romantic partners, whatever your case may be, work pals, co-workers, whatever your situation may be, wherever you may have experienced betrayal and loss and strife, it's over. It's over now. You have risen through the murky waters. Your lotus flower, your petals, they peel back layer by layer, revealing beauty, charm, grace, and ease. Balancing, floating on top of the murky waters. Stay above those. Your discipline, your respect, your love comes from the choices that you've made to stay diplomatic in your situations with others. And even though you may not get your just due from those that you've given to, you are receiving it in abundance from the universe. Everything is balanced. If you just take a moment to look around, even in the midst of chaos, even in the midst of betrayal, you'll see the beauty in the peace in knowing and having faith, being convinced that you will be revered, loved, and received, because you're loved and revered and received by God, the ultimate, the source, spirit, universe, the interconnected energetic field that binds us. You are loved and supported by that energy, by that entity, by that ether. Forever and always in its grace. Because you share in its brilliance and intelligence. And it's just as you have become aware of those around you who have misfortunate projections of themselves onto you through their actions and betrayal and defeat. You too can still shine bright and attract those that would shine with you and support you in your rise to brilliancy. So that's the cross that you are bearing. Will they like me? What do they think of me? When you meet new individuals, you're still carrying your cross, and it's not your cross to bear. It's not worried about if people will like you, if you are smart enough, kind enough. Did you say the right thing? Did you do the right thing? The only thing that matters when meeting new individuals is you showing up as you, because you are enough. And if you're ever somewhere where you being your full authentic self amongst other individuals is too much, or you have an ill response, then that individual, those groups are not for you. And that's what you died to on that cross. So leave that cross right where you were crucified at. Let those ashes burn. You are no longer the old you. You're no longer people pleasing. You're no longer dimming your light so that others feel comfortable. You're no longer duplicating or mimicking others' personality or characteristics in order to be liked by the individual. You're no longer mirroring other individuals as a means of like a childhood defense mechanism, something you learned out of childhood, how to mimic your parents, how to make them like you, or how to mimic your friends at school so you can be liked, how to be a follower. No more. You are tired, you are exhausted, and you're surrendering to who you truly are, your full self. Surrender. Shed that skin, that old skin of insecurities and disbeliefs in who you could be, or how are people going to receive you, or what they're going to think. And know that God made you in its image and likeness. You are perfectly made. Everything that you are, everything that makes up who you are is perfect and right on time. For every opportunity that presents itself, you are perfect and right on time. Did you know that that's the definition of luck? To be prepared when opportunities come. That's the definition of luck. See, opportunities come to everyone all the time. It's those that are prepared to take those opportunities are the ones that people call lucky. But you, my good friend, are not lucky. You're prepared by God. You are prepared by the Most High. Your talents, your story, your life, everything that makes up who you are, your DNA, your culture, your background, your education, all of it makes up who you are right now. You are perfect and perfectly aligned. You didn't miss out on anything. Nothing. So, lay your cross down. Chill. Sit under a tree if you need to. Read a book. Choose your happiness above anything else. And God will continue to pour into you. That is your wealth. That is your luck, as they say. No one said it was going to be easy learning new things. But they did say it'll be enjoyable. So enjoy it. Release the toxic friends by releasing your masks. Release the toxic family by releasing your mask. Be your full authentic self, and the snakes will reveal themselves, just like they did for Julius Caesar. But except you now know better, and you know how to catch them before it's too late, because you know how to walk away when it's not serving you any longer. When you feel stifled, like you can't be free, you can't say what you truly want, you can't be who you truly want, you can't express your talents in the way that you want to. You can't be loving in the way that you want to. You're choosing other ways in which you think the other person would agree with you or like you or accept you. And no more. Now you are free to be. So be. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of the painting. Peace.